This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Bite it!
Here come the mosquitoes. Here we come. Little black banditos. Here we come. And they're gonna run your party.
Here we come. Suck your blood to a fat.
And they will not die till they suck you dry, or until you slap their guts all over your face. Sometimes I spray on some off, but all they do is just cough and go right back to the vein where they left off. Here comes the mosquitoes.
Here we come.
Little black banditos.
Yummy, yum, yum.
And they're making me crazy.
Malaria. Suck your blood till we're fat.
Here come the mosquitoes.
Here we come.
Little banditos.
Here we come.
And they're gonna make me crazy.
Everybody, let's get it.
1207 at WID. See, one good thing, at least we're consistent. Nobody cares that Mel Allen croaked. Nobody cares about the ValuJet, that the FAA was killing people, and they finally just changed their mind and said, maybe we'll stop for a while because it looks bad for us. Nobody gives a flying crap about this stupid judge, bitch. So I say, let's just cancel all the newspapers, and let's just read USA Today, okay? In fact, let's not read it. Let's just look at the colorful pictures, okay? And the cartoons, at the funny papers. That's it. That's all we need to do, okay? Let's just take the Suds Coleman approach to life and just be professional goofballs. Let's sit around eating bologna sandwiches all day without the bread, watching Star Trek and the Jetsons. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Wanted to call you and thank you for the Atkins diet.
Uh-huh.
Terrific results the last 6 months. As far as weight, 29 pounds. But the all-important triglycerides up around 600, dropped to 123.
Oh, beauty.
And also the cholesterol dropped dramatically, about 60 points.
How do you like that? All these skeptics out there that say, oh, no, it's bad. You're going to get hardening of the arteries, and you're going to get this, and you're going to have a heart attack. They're full of crap.
And I'm eating all the eggs, real eggs. I haven't eaten eggs in 10 years. Eggs and steak, and it's delicious, and I love it.
Butter and lobster and, like, stuff.
And it's so easy.
Right.
Yeah, terrific.
If people keep from sending you food, it's easy.
One thing about Brian Blades, as the father of young children, it's really you keep waiting for these guys to be exposed for what they really are, thugs, and you hope something comes along to equalize it a little bit.
You know, when you see a guy like Michael Irvin, for example, that's making the kind of millions of dollars, a guy who can barely pronounce his own damn name, much less spell it, and you see these guys making millions and millions of dollars for going out there and be a bunch of dumb jocks, and then having to be involved with drugs and all this other crap, it really makes you just sick to your stomach. You know what? The average guy out there who works his brains out day in and day out and tries to support a family and put together a meager existence and tries to keep his nose relatively clean, and these assholes, the more they make, the bigger assholes they act like. I just can't tolerate it. I can't deal with it.
And they get away with it. No day of reckoning at all.
Right.
Okay.
Good luck to us, pal.
Thank you. And can I suck around for
Sure, hang on. Line 2, he wants to suck. Okay, that's 2 suckers we got on there. We still got 9 to go. We got a bunch of those. Thanks again to Mitch from Video Waves. We hope you had a great honeymoon, and we hope that somebody found what they were looking for, but I doubt it. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Okay.
Hey, listen, I don't know if you saw it. I was flipping channels Sunday night, and Sports Wrap was on.
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure it was Manwich, and I know Ruben was there.
Yeah.
They were talking about the possible outcome of the trial for Blade.
Yeah.
And this was only after the fact that the juror came back an hour later and goes, I want to change my decision.
Right.
And they were sitting there, and you had to read between the lines, but they were basically and essentially saying the fact that it would be a travesty of justice to throw him in jail because he's supporting his family, and so many people are dependent on it. I guess they were...
Yeah, like O.J., same thing.
Well, I guess they were underlying... I guess they were between the lines saying, look, I guess you got a halfway... You know, they weren't... within a racial aspect, they were trying to say, look, you got some black people that aren't causing any trouble, that are, they're... This guy can provide for education for the children growing up and all that.
Education?
Well, they were trying
what,
to...
What, at U of M?
Well, I'm just saying they were trying to stay within the nicest terms. In other words, they were saying, you got a black guy making money here. You don't want to deprive a bunch of people of that. And they all agreed with that. They said, well, he should just get a slap on the wrist within reason, you know. And they all sat there and agreed with it. I know Manwich was there. I know Reuben was there. I'm not sure if Defoe was there.
No, I think Bojangles was on because Defoe's on vacation.
I think so, yeah. But they were all just, they were all in agreement with each other, saying, the poor guy, he has to support a lot of people, and, it'd be horrible if you threw him in jail. And
well, that's great.
Yeah, so I
hope Manwich comes over here today, and I got 2 dogs to support Manwich. They can't put my ass away.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Anyway, can I suck up for a video, too, on
Sure.
here?
Okay, pucker up.
Thanks a lot.
Line 1, take care of that guy. Isn't that great logic? Of course, that's secondhand, so I don't know exactly what was said by whom and to whom, although I did hear somebody waxing poetic and going on at great length about how brilliant and eloquent Bob Rubin was on that show Sunday night. And, of course, I don't know because I don't watch that show, but I guarantee you that if anybody was brilliant and eloquent on the show, it would have been Bob Rubin and not Manwich or Bojangles. That you can go to the bank on. 12 minutes past noon at WIOD.
If you missed the first annual, don't miss the last ever Phil Hendrie Golf Tournament, benefiting the Jimmy Rice Center. Birdies, babes, and beer. The perfect send-off for Phil Hendrie. Stay tuned to News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio, 610 WIOD.
He was his ward, not his pedophile.
Ah, this is Wally Gator with a message from your friends here at the Florida Everglades. Please send more tourists. The last ones were delicious.
Speaking of delicious, by the way, how come we don't have a steakhouse, a really good steakhouse as a sponsor on the show? For a year now, I've been doing the Atkins. Wouldn't you think we'd have a great steakhouse on here, since steak is like the staple of being on the Atkins diet? Why don't we have that, George? Huh?
We're trying to figure it out in here.
Oh, well, I'm waiting. I'll wait. I got a lot of time.
Didn't you used to have, like, Ruth's Chris a long time ago?
We did have a long time ago, and then they decided, whatever they decided, I don't know. They don't like me no more. They like me to come in here and spend my money, then they like me a lot, but that's about it. How about Don Shula's? We're pretty close. Never ate there. How about the Palm? Now, if the Palm on, is that on Key Biscayne? If that Palm is as good as the Palm in Chicago, which they are related, they're part of a chain, if that's as good, then that steak is about as delicious and delectable and tender as anything you're going to pop in your puss. I'll tell you that right now. I'm just thinking out loud because it's just puzzling to me. But then again, we're in limbo here. We're still waiting for the other shoes to drop. And so we got to figure out who's going to be on top and who's going to be on the bottom and who's going to be the pivot man and who's going to be out and who's going to be off the edge. And that's still going on here for week after week and month after month. So it's a good thing, like I said, that some of us are going on vacation very soon and very far away. Let's do Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry. Listen, first off, I'd like to thank you for turning me on to the Panthers. We had a great season, and you're a god when it comes to hockey. Secondly, I'd like to say that what is it with that LeBoeuf bitch? She should be hung and shot.
Maybe he was hung. Maybe that's what what put him over the top, so to speak.
Neil,
because evidently after hearing her former husband, he wasn't.
I just heard Channel 4 News. Not that I believe everything on the news, but she was saying, I let them go because there was insufficient evidence. Oh, I guess him shooting the guy while drinking is no evidence.
Right.
I mean, Jesus.
And the fact that he was going to plead no contest first before his sharp defense attorney said, hey, why not give it a shot? We got this bitch's lawyer. We got Let Him Go Lebo as your judge here, so give it a shot.
It just goes to show if you're a dumb jock and you got money.
I guess that was a bad choice of words, give it a shot.
Listen, I heard OJ is coming out with a new video proving he never played football.
Yeah.
Bad joke. Listen, I'd like to suck around for a video if I could.
Okay, I think if you hear a dial tone next, I think that means the answer is no. We have an open line in Dade, 751. Ordinarily, I never say no on those, but there was just something about him, about the whole nature of that call that just... contrived was right. All that heavy suction there in the beginning, and thank you for this, and thank you for that, and thanks for the memories. When I've been sitting here the last 2 days begging, and pleading for somebody to commiserate with me about the great, the late Mel Allen Israel, about the Atkins died on our 1-year anniversary of our daughter's wedding, about all the great progress that people are making whose lives that I've saved, and now all of a sudden in this most grotesquely insincere way, which is so typical of this town, now they're calling it, oh, you're the king, you're the queen, you're the this, you turn me on to the good stuff, etc., and so on, and by the way, go buy your own steak. Oh, and let me tell you one other thing. The people that do get the videos, we'll give you whatever we want. Don't be asking for a catalog reading from George when he puts you on the... Oh, my God. Talk about a schnorr. That's the ultimate. That is the ultimate. That would be like bringing somebody into a fine gourmet restaurant and saying, we're going to give you dinner. It's like taking somebody off the street, some schlepper off the street who hasn't eaten in weeks, and putting him into a seat in a fine gourmet restaurant and saying, we're going to give you a free meal, unlimited tab tonight, whatever you want. And he says, oh, yeah, but I don't like what's on this menu.
I think they're just all afraid of getting some kind of a fag flick.
Haven't you got macaroni? They're afraid of getting a fag flick.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Since when have we ever had those?
A couple times.
Out of how many? Out of like 500 that we've given out, we've had maybe 1 or 2 fag flicks?
They're all getting butt nuggets.
Oh, and by the way, what Zena or whatever her name is over on the beach, I got your little video, and your son is okay by me. He's a model. And I think that the thing was done in Parigi, by the way. The videos were done in Paris. Yeah, he can dance on my street anytime, Zena, or whatever your name was, and thanks for the memories.
610 WIOD, where amateur announcers only appear at 11 p.m. on Sunday nights. The rest of the stations, well, they have amateurs all the time. So if you're an amateur, send your tape to Neil Won't Like It, 1401 North Bay Causeway, Miami, 33141.
That is great radio.
Another amateur. From News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio, 610 WIOD.
No solamente es Hank Goldberg, también es un hipopótamo.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Currently, we are approaching our cruising altitude of 41,000 feet. We'll be... Good God. We're rising a bit faster now. In fact, we're almost at, full elevation here. I'm just going to go ahead and turn off the seatbelt sign and allow you to move freely about the cabin. Matter of fact, I'm going to loosen my belt, sit back, relax, and...
Don't forget, we love to lie, and it shows. 12:25. Yeah, we have a slight delay here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be leaving in about 7 or 8 minutes. And now, of course, it's going to be about like a half an hour. Now it's going to be like an hour and a half. And then we finally taxi out there onto the runway. Ladies and gentlemen, the good news is we finally got our ass out here. The bad news is we're number 75 for takeoff. Boy, oh boy, it's just, don't ever fly through Atlanta. I'm telling you, I'm begging you, if you have a half a brain in your head, do not ever fly through Atlanta ever again. Absolute, total, utter chaos. If a plane ever takes off or lands on time in that place again, it'll be the greatest. Even Moishi Pupik wouldn't believe it. Here's Oakland Park. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking about this Blades trial, and it's just a travesty. Before the trial even started, he was claiming, I'm gonna go ahead and plead no contest.
Right, because it's cut and dried. Because I had the gun, I brought the gun into the situation. The gun went off not once but twice. He's dead, and that's it.
Well, it looked like he was going to take some form of responsibility.
Right.
And then somebody said, "Hey, wait a minute. We might be able to get you off here, so to speak."
Right.
And
now Dennis Erickson says, "Great, this is the way it was supposed to be because it's not the football part; it's his life, his future that's at stake." Right, Dennis?
Oh, that's Dennis.
Yeah, have another drink, Dennis.
No, it's that's the whole thing with the talk shows too. Once they started, all they do is pull people up on stage and try to find who's responsible. Well, of course, it's the person who did the act is the one who's responsible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're forgetting though. This is America. Nobody anymore is ever responsible for anything they do. That's the new deal now.
Oh, of course not. And it's not so much now who's got money. It's who can get most glitter in the news. That's what gets you more fame than anything else.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you have the money. If you can get your face on the news more and more and more, somebody will find a reason to get you off.
Okay, well, somebody just got him off. I don't know what happened to him, but there was a click and he's gone. Open line in Broward, 524-9463-524. That was like astonishing. What did he say about Gary Glitter? Here's Plantation. Hello.
Okay, so you said a couple days ago that all the old people will be leaving soon, all the tourists and stuff going back north?
I never said the old people will be leaving soon. I said the snowbirds.
Okay, because I live in an old person's condo. It's about 90% old people.
They never leave.
Well, they have like a newspaper. Believe it, the condo has a newspaper.
Yeah.
And what they were saying, that one of the ladies in the paper was saying that all our snowbirds will be heading away for the summer. Yeah, which means I could go swim in the pool and not worry about getting anybody's hair wet.
Yeah, you can even pee in the pool without having a petition drive started.
You're not allowed to jump, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that. Well, if nobody's there, I guess I could do anything the hell I want.
Great.
So, I'm the guy a couple years ago brought you a Peter North, Rick Donovan video. So I was thinking maybe you could give me one now. What do you think?
How about a video?
All right, I'll take that.
I don't have any fag videos for you there,
I don't
sir.
want no fag. I'm not a fag.
I didn't say you were a fag. Just because you brought me a fag video doesn't necessarily make you a fag.
No.
That's like guilt by, association.
No, the guy I was with.
I don't think the association were a bunch of fags, although one of them was, yeah.
Oh, the guy I was
the
with
Hawaiian one.
might be, but I'm not.
Yeah.
So,
well, I
like straight videos.
Do you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, some if Peter North's in them, they're okay.
I'll take it.
Okay, hang on.
All right.
Okay, give that guy something, okay, that on line 6 who brought me that fag video with Peter North when he was very young and hung. We have an open line in Broward, 524-9463. Oh, these cigars are good. 524-WIOD, one on the green line, 1-800. You know something? And I just noticed this. It's already Tuesday. What day did those people come in from Aroma Therapy Associates, Inc., which the card is right there, thank God, because my memory ain't that good. What day did they come in? Thursday? Wednesday? I think it was last Wednesday, so it's almost a week now, right? And I notice a distinct difference in here now. Yeah, and I'm not making that up either. I notice we don't have the mung in here, so maybe whatever the hell they did may have worked. Or maybe it was psychosomatic. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, Neil?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry this line is terrible.
It's great.
I just wanted to say I'd never really seen you before until you were doing some hockey-related stuff, and I hope you can hear me all right. And I always had this idea you look like Raymond Burr, but you turn out you look better.
Okay, too bad we got that bad phone, and too bad you're sucking around so heavy. Anybody would look better than Raymond Burr. He don't look too good now. Open line at Broward, 524-9463, 524-WIOD, and 2 on the green lines, 1-800-944-9463. It is really grim, man. You know, all that euphoria, all that excitement, all that fake enthusiasm we had during the big Panther run all through the playoffs, and now it's like the same old pushing and pulling and even giving crap away. We still can't get these bastards off their lazy ass. It's very sad. Look at that. Look at that phone there, man. Can you believe this? Even with adult videos to give away, how many we got left? About 6 or 7? We still got a bunch more to give away. Even with that, they're still out there sitting on their lame, lazy ass, because we don't want to read the catalog and the names of everybody that's in them and what positions they're going to be doing and how many times they're going to be...
Squirt.
Exactly. Here's Miami on the purple line. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, buddy?
I don't know. The verdict's out, man. The verdict's out. I'll ask the judge.
Thanks a lot for bringing me first from the Atkins diet.
Yeah.
27 pounds in 2 months.
Oh! In 2 months.
Huh?
Beautiful. That's great.
Now I'm trying to get my wife on it. She's a little bit overweight, so... But I got a comment to make about the Brian blade. If I was the one who would have gotten busted for committing such a hideous crime,
yeah,
I wouldn't have been put on trial. I would have been sent straight to jail. I would have given no testimony. I wouldn't have been given a chance for nothing.
What you're trying to say is you don't play football, right?
That's right.
Oh.
That's right. I don't play no football, and that's a silly game, man. I mean, that guy's guilty. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're doing, sending him out on the street now. And now he's probably going to do the same thing again in a couple of years.
Nah, he's going to go out there and have a few drinks with Dennis Erickson and run fast and catch the ball.
And join O.J. Simpson now. And, you heard that O.J. is going down to Argentina for a third trip down to South America, one of those secret trips that he makes.
Well, maybe he'll find some of those old Nazis down there. They can recount some. They probably can compare notes.
That's right, Neil. Well, thanks a lot, Neil. Have a nice day, and can I stick around for video?
Sure, hang on.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
There's a Julio that's sucking there on the purple line, or whatever line he's on. I think on the purple line. We have an open line at Broward, 524-9463, and one on the green line, 1-800-944-WIOD. What a really sad commentary this is. And I hope that, well, they're not. They're not paying any attention now because they contrive everything. They make up their own conclusion at these news departments at the TV stations around town, and then they come in and they take, a little bit of footage like they did from Rick and Suds this morning, and they just weave that in there in the background when they give you whatever their conclusion is they wanted to. Oh, the community is really up in arms. They don't give a crap about nothing anymore. Nothing moves the American public because they're absolutely just lame. They're absolutely, totally, positively just without any... They're limp. They're absolutely limp. Like Diana said in Network, she said they've effed themselves limp, they've shot themselves up, and now they just can't even get it up anymore. They've had it. They've thrown in a towel. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Neil,
Yes.
someone please get me off this damn ride of life. It just seems to suck more and more and more, and every day I think I'm going to be more amazed, and I am more amazed. If it's not Brian Blades getting off, it's Michael Irving getting off.
No, he ain't got off. They got another trial coming up for him. Then he'll get off.
Then, then he'll get off. We'll have to get
I
on
think
that
it had
road.
something to do with his getting off.
That's probably what it is. I mean, I'm sure that White House up in Dallas was a load of party, but I don't know. I get sicker to my stomach every day.
Yeah.
Every day it just gets worse and worse. And what are we going to do?
Well, you got to start being like everybody else. The word is indifferent. You got to become indifferent, man.
I think
totally indifferent to human suffering, to death, to chaos, to injustice. Just become, as amazing as it is, totally resilient and forget about all of it, like the rest of the American people.
I think those are the people that are living the good life, the people who just forget about it, like our politicians.
No, even the people that are living the bad life. They got their TV talking head shows to sit down. They get their vicarious thrills through that. So why the hell should they get all worked up about this stuff?
They got so many dummies hypnotized and just...
Yeah.
You're right. We're living in a world of morons.
I mean, if Montel and Lisa are on for one more day, I think that'll put the whole country right over the edge. That'll be the end of America as we knew it. One more day of that crap.
I'm waiting for the next Jim Carrey movie. That's my biggest excitement in life.
Oh yeah.
Because
that's it. Cable man.
Cable guy. That's what I want. Yeah, I'm waiting to see, Jim Carrey again so I could dish him out another $8-9.
Right, to watch him do the same facial stuff, with the face and the thing up against the glass.
Exactly. I'd rather watch one of those videos that you got, Neil.
Okay, hang on.
Thanks.
Well, that was pretty original. I like the way he kind of sucked his way into that. That's on line one. Jim Carrey. And, I did like Jim Carrey in Batman, too. The only problem is when you see him doing the same thing in every other movie that he's in. It gets a little bit on the old side. Anybody out there see Cable Man? Anybody out there see that ridiculous movie? And Matthew Broderick, he was in The Freshman, which was kind of a cute movie. He was in that movie with Harvey Fierstein. What the hell was the name of that movie?
Torch Song Trilogy.
Very good. Excellent for a straight spick. Torch Song Trilogy. He was in that. I like Matthew Broderick. There's nothing wrong with Matthew Broderick, except he's getting a little old and long in the tooth. But he's okay. But he's so desperate, he's got to go into a flick like that with Jim Carrey acting like some kind of a goofball, and they're paying these guys millions and millions of dollars, and suckers like you are going out. Just like I hear Rick the other day saying about how he fell asleep in the middle of, what the hell was that stupid movie with a pig? What is that movie? Babe. Yeah, he fell asleep. What? Now, I got news for you, okay? I can understand people taking their little kids to a movie like that if they're, like, sadistic. But his kids are, like, 11 and 16 or 15 years old or whatever the hell they... What the hell did he go to see Babe for?
For $8.50.
Jesus.
My daughter says thank you for the video, by the way.
No, but I'm serious. Why would a guy like that go to see Babe and then bitch about the fact he fell asleep in the middle of it? And you wonder why his kid is running into trees in the woods? I think it's a protest. Anyway, it's 12:36 at WIOD.
You need to know.
No jury in America should be forced to guess a verdict. There's simply not enough facts to allow this case to go to a jury or to allow a jury to find him guilty of manslaughter.
This family is completely elated.
The best news. News, talk, and entertainment radio. 610 WIOD.
I killed Nicole.
Threw her out of the house. She ended up on her... She ended up falling. She ended up on her elbows and on her butt. Then he threw Ed McCabe out. We were all sitting there screaming and crying. And then he grabbed me and threw me out of the house.
I killed Nicole.
But they liked that money, baby. They liked that flow. It was like a Farrah Fawcett, man. They just kept opening it, and the money kept flowing out. When in doubt, let it flow out. And so if he did beat the crap out of her a few dozen times, big deal. 12:39 at WIOD. Let's do Hollywood. Hello.
Yeah, Neil, listen, I want to apologize to you. I just got cut off trying to speak to you. I got a better phone. What I wanted to ask you was kind of, you might say, a stupid question, but when we reach the year 2000, the way they call the 60s the 60s and the 50s the 50s, what will they call the year 2000 and onward.
You're right. It was a really stupid question. We have an open line in Dade, 751-WYOD. We have one on the green line, 1-800. You know, you go to Rome and you see all these ancient artifacts on like all these built like the Colosseum and the Spanish Steps and all these old ancient ruins and what's left of them. And you see on the side where it's like engraved Anno XII and VII. We're talking about like almost 2,000 years ago. 2,000 stinking years ago. And we got some history over here. All we got is a bunch of strip shopping centers and football players. That's our history. That's America's cowboys, Indians, guns, strip shopping centers, and football players. That's it. And dead presidents. Here's North Miami Beach. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
OJ keeps going to South America. I think he's servicing, what's her name, Rosa Lopez.
Rosa. Maybe he's going down to see Rosa, or maybe he's just going down.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
But anyway, how about the FAA? You got to love them, huh? They do this big search on ValuJet just like a couple months ago, and they say, well,
and of course, they didn't bother telling the public. They didn't bother telling any of us, by the way, we're telling you right now that this airline may not be safe, and it wouldn't be a good idea if you value your life not to fly value on your jet. Right.
Yeah, I mean...
But now all of a sudden, after 110 people get killed, they're saying, well, guess what? They're a miserable failure, and they aren't doing anything to assure the safety of the public, and they're a schlock operation, and we screwed up, too.
Yeah, and how about the...
Makes you feel real good about the way the government protects us, huh?
Well...
As if anybody really is dumb enough, and of course they all are. They really believe the government's out there to protect us. Mm-hmm. Like the food that we eat and the water that we drink and the air that we breathe. The government's there protecting us. That's why everybody's dropping like flies now.
Well, the EPA is protecting us from that toxic landfill now. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
And what are they doing?
Nothing.
They're not doing anything. They don't even require that place to test the soil around. And that's why I work at an environmental chemistry lab, and that's what we do. And half of these landfills leak.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we know that. And then this landfill, they're not even going to be required to test to see if they're leaking into the aquifer.
Well, I know a lot of guys who have leaked into the aquifer, and nobody ever did nothing to them.
Yeah, I guess that's true. How about a video, Neil?
Okay.
All right.
How many we got, George? You're nodding your head, but that's not a number.
Enough for him.
Oh, he says enough for you, so he must have a lot. Okay, hang on. Line 3. Well, what does that mean? We got enough for him.
More.
How many we got?
4 more. FOMO.
4 more? What?
FOMO.
FOMO.
After this guy.
Mofo your money, or as Marvin would say, you know what that means? You know, seriously, I don't know what just inspired me. I could do the rest of this program about Marvin Rawman, you know what? And I mean, there was an example. If anybody wants to know about Boy Geary and how competent he was, I could spend the entire day talking about Boy Geary and about Marvin Rawman, who was once upon a time the producer on this program, who did all within his power on many occasions to just absolutely deep six this show, who hated the show, who hated me like poison, and yet because of the fact that he had his head deep up the program director's ass. By the way, where the hell is Andy lately, speaking of that?
He's sick as a dog, according to Phil Hendrie.
Oh! Well, you know, when you keep your head up there that long, there's a lot of germs and bacteria that may be breeding deep inside any program director's
rectum.
And as a result, Andy, sooner or later, it all kind of like filters on down. Here's a mobile in West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
I don't want to talk about Brian Blades. I think you've hit on it enough. And
yeah, let's
hit every
forget about
point.
it, okay? We're pissed off. There's nothing we can do. It's par for the course, and let's just go on with life, right?
Yeah,
What's the
that's
point of
right.
getting pissed off?
Let's talk about something that makes me a little bit happier.
Besides, if the family is ecstatic, I mean, if they're willing to sacrifice one of the family members, even though Chuck's family has still got that civil suit going, but if everybody else is all ecstatic that the money is going to keep flowing in, then who are we to butt in?
Hey, like they say, keep it in the family, right?
Right, that's right. Keep it in the family.
They kill each other. Who only knows what else? So,
yeah.
I was actually had a question. I don't know if you would have any insight as to this.
I wonder I wonder just one other thing, though. If Brian Blades would have been a white football player, you know, and he would have gone in there and the same accident would have happened with Chuck Blades and he would have died, I wonder what the reaction would be in certain parts of our community right now about that.
Probably a riot.
I don't know, but you could be right.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask a question about the Panthers.
In fact, there's a new movie coming out. It's called White People Don't Riot. But anyway, you were saying?
I was actually wanted to talk about Jason Podolin.
Who?
The centerman that we had in the minors this year. He came up for a couple of games and filled in for Scrudelin when...
Scrudelin? Yeah.
Yes, whatever.
Whatever the hell his name is, right. Screwy, that's it.
As Castor No Balls always gets to talk to Screwy, and he he talks to Screwy all the time.
I'm really impressed by that. These guys that get on there in the morning and they talk to the players, because quite frankly, the players are good guys. They're articulate, but they got nothing to say. Let's face it. They got nothing to say.
The players. I'm sure they'd rather be playing the game instead of talking about it.
Right.
Or at least skating the Stanley Cup round.
I mean, it's like sex.
Story.
Would you rather be doing it or talking about it,
You got it.
Not even close. No contest.
Do you know anything about this kid? Because I heard he's got some skates. I heard he can really, from blue line to blue line, I heard he's pretty fast.
Good. That's what we need is guys who are fast. We need some more team speed. That was one of our disadvantages against the Avalanche.
Right. Like I had called in before and we were talking about Martin Straka and whatnot as far as him bringing that burst of speed.
Yeah.
I've been reading some things and it seems that this kid is kind of the same lines as far as speed goes, that explosiveness from blue line to blue line, and when you get a turnover or whatever in the neutral zone, next thing you know, boom, the guy's got a shot on goal. Potential for a lot of goal scoring.
See, one of the problems with us is I noticed on the few, we didn't get an awful lot of 2-on-1s in the playoffs. Now, when Lindsay was involved in 2-on-1s or Fitzgerald, you knew we were going to get a goal on it. But more often than not, it would be like Scrudlin would be in there on the 2-on-1. And you know that Brian, as nice of a guy as he may be, he couldn't score into an empty net from 3 inches away. So that was always a problem with us.
Yeah,
in fact, I remember the 3-on-1 we had against Pittsburgh, and thank God it was Scrudlin was like behind the play, and it was Sfela and Mike Huff. Remember that goal against Barrasso?
Yeah, it was a beautiful goal.
And thank God it was Sfela in there who slid the perfect pass across, and Mike Huff stuck it in there, and Scrudlin was behind the play. Thank goodness for that.
That was in Game 7, second goal in Game 7.
Right.
And, that's why Scrudlin plays the checking line a lot more than the scoring line.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he is a better defender because he's slow and he's clogging up the neutral zone.
Oh, yeah, clogging it, yeah. Yeah, that's what Dvorak and Straka said. He likes to play with the checks.
Well, there you go. And that tells you something about him. So, anyway, not sucking around for anything. I have plenty of videos at home, but
I'll bet.
Enough Peter North videos to say, no problem.
Oh, all right.
But, Neil, great. I can't wait until hockey season. We got 2 months to go before the camp starts.
No, I need a good detox. I need a good airing out, and then I'll be ready to go again.
Okay, but I can't wait. It's been. It just seems week and a half's gone by, and since our famous win, loss, yet we still won.
I'd like to point something out to all these new hockey fans in town. When I was in Toronto over the weekend, the Toronto Sun, which is a really good newspaper, has a good sports section. They had all kinds of articles about the Leafs. The Leafs traded Todd Gill to San Jose for Jamie Baker, and there's a lot of speculation about the new coach. They had all kinds of stories, even though it's not the season. You know what I'm saying? And yet you come back down here where we just had all of this hoopla and all of this excitement. We're in the Stanley Cup Finals. And Monday and again today, I mean, there is not a word. You can scour the sports sections of our local newspapers, and there's barely a peep about the Panthers now.
Everywhere. The Scum Sentinel, the Herald, the Palm Beach Post. I mean,
they did their thing, but it's all over now,
It's like, guys, you say, I got to get the hockey news. What the hey?
Yeah.
That's what I do. Now I can not only read about, the Panthers, but I can read more about hockey. I mean, for Christ's sake, it was
the only problem with the hockey news, I do like it, except for the fact that by the time you get it in the mail, it's a little moldy. It's a little outdated, but it's still good stuff.
I still think, all we would really hear about, if we're lucky enough, would be the Panthers. I mean, if we pray on our hands and knees and get down and, do the rosary thing as well, we might hear something about the Panthers. We're definitely going to hear nothing about any of the other hockey teams in the NHL. So, you're right, it is a little old by the time you get it, but it's not too outdated. At least you can get some good information about all the hockey teams. So, I like to get on my hands and knees and pray.
Okay.
And hope that I get a paper, a little blip in the paper about the Panthers sooner or later.
Okay, pal.
Great job. Love you, baby.
Pray hard. We have an open line. Said he wanted to get on his hands and knees. Any takers out there? He said he likes Peter North, so we can't be all bad. We have an open line on the green line. Of course, I like Peter North, and look at me if you have a strong stomach. 1249 at WIOD.
News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio.
News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio.
610 WIOD.
Hey, enough with the Panthers already. When the hell does the baseball season begin anyway, huh?
Nobody cares, Harry. Okay, and by the way, you're next. Okay, it's, boy, is it warm in here or is it me? It is hotter than hell in here, man. It is just steaming in here. Can you go over there and crank that thing down like a notch or two? And I might give you like a Canadian $2 bill or something for a tip. What is it set on? Did I not turn it all the way down to 70? It is on 70. Oh, man, it is just smoldering in here. It is, toasty. As they say at Tim Hortons, it's toasty. So Miriam's here for a little trim right now, if anybody wants to check that out. Here's North Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
I work for the FAA, and I'm here to help.
Yeah.
What a
Too late
travesty
now.
that is.
Too late now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Nah, I have nothing to do with that. Hey, just a little information for you. Administrator Hinson for the FAA.
Yeah.
Before he took this current job, he was the head of Midway Airlines.
Oh, that speaks volumes right there.
Exactly.
How are they doing right now?
Exactly. It's kind of like the fox watching the hen house.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I just wanted to let all the people listening know that I started the Atkins 2 weeks ago, the first 2-week period, and I've been on fat-free diets all my life, and they don't work.
Yeah.
The Atkins is the way to go.
You're right.
Not hungry once, and I turned purple right away and just dropped 14 pounds in the first 2 weeks.
That's what they said happened to Mel Allen the other day. He wasn't even on the Atkins. He turned purple right away.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Hey, I just called.
You dropped how much?
I lost 24 pounds in 2 weeks.
Oh, in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks.
Oh my God! That's how much did you have to lose?
That's all I had to lose.
And you lost it all in 2 weeks?
Lost it in 2 weeks.
You must have been like right on the money. You must have like really stuck to it religiously.
Well, not only that, he says you don't have to exercise, but if you exercise, it helps a lot.
Yeah,
also.
I got to get on a treadmill this afternoon. I'm going to go home and I'm going to run I'm going to walk. I'm going to move at least on that treadmill.
Well, even though I'm not legally on it anymore, I still watch all the carbohydrate intakes.
Right.
So I just want to tell everyone that it works. I mean, I struggle with a fat-free diet, and you just starve yourself, and it's not necessary.
I mean, I've been screwing up so bad, and I've been putting all this weight back on, and yet one day yesterday that I did about 98% correct without too much cheating on it. And I get my thing out this morning, my blood sugar is 90, which I would kill if it could be 90 every day. That's with no medication, no nothing.
Oh, I know what you mean. Sometimes
90.
I would be up there, and then the next day it would go down for no reason, but...
And I come in here, and then they got all these heavenly cheesecakes and brownies and all this Atkins stuff, which, it's good stuff, but after the first 40 pounds of it, it gets a little heavy,
No, those Lorenzo's cheesecakes are the best. Couldn't have done it without those.
Yeah.
Because your body just craves something
But after
sweet.
the first 6 or 7, you know that you're going to say tilt. You got to cut back. Cut back.
Yeah. Can I suck around for a video?
Sure, I guess so.
Thanks a lot.
Hang on. Line 4. Give him one. What do we got left? 2 or 3 or whatever we got?
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Whatever
we
you
got 3
say.
more.
Well,
We're sending one
listen,
of
we
these
don't
to,
care. We'll just make it up like Phil does in his show. We'll make
right.
it up. We're not going to be here anyway. We're all leaving town. We're all going to blow this joint. What do we got next on there, Miriam? I'm getting, oh, man, is it
Miami.
just boiling in this place?
But it says on
Miami on what? On the purple line?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah, on that one.
Yeah.
That's very good. Hello?
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You say there's nothing you can do about that Brian Blaze, but how about when Judge LeBoeuf goes for re-election, we remind everybody what she did.
That's right.
And then...
LeBoeuf gotta go. That's going to be the election slogan. LeBoeuf's gotta go. LeBoeuf's gotta go. That's it. Everybody out there with your placards marching. Hey, ho, LeBoeuf's gotta go, or whatever they all
Gotta
yell.
remind everybody when she comes up for
Well, they
re-election.
always yell the faggots, hi, ho, the Dario, or something like that.
Something. Hey, listen, Neil, if you ever want to go off your Atkins diet for an Italian restaurant, I went to one this weekend on the east side.
Now, why would you do this to me now? If I ever want to go off it, how about if I ever want to go back on it, like for 2 consecutive days would be good?
But anyway, this guy is so Italian that at the TV, at the bar, all he shows is the Godfather movies.
Really?
Yeah. And the only bad thing about it is that when you're eating, you have to listen to Frank Sinatra all the time, and then in the middle of this delicious pasta, you're listening to Frank Sinatra sing, what's that?
Come out of my house.
One of those Simon and Garfunkel songs, Mrs. Robinson. Can you
Mrs.
believe
Robinson,
that?
isn't that great?
You're ready to do it. But anyway, Lebo's got to go.
Yeah.
And I'm counting on you to remind everybody, because I don't have the audience that you have. And I would appreciate one of those videos.
Would you?
Yeah, can I have one?
Sure.
Thanks.
If we got one. Hang on. Purple line, what do we got? We got any of these
2 more left.
We do?
Are we sending one of these to Woody Graber or not?
No! Screw Woody Graber, okay? And you first. Are we sending one of these? Isn't that the most ridiculous thing you ever heard in your life? A man like Woody Graber, a grown man like that with a wife and a family? And we're going to be sending him adult videos with a bunch of naked people on there doing all kinds of things with their body parts? What kind of maniac is that man anyway? What kind of a slob is he? Have you ever taken a look at him with a full stomach? My God. Have you ever taken a look at him with an empty stomach, quite frankly, because I don't think he's ever had one. Hey, Woody, put the fork down, will you? Oh, maybe that's what he's hoping for, to see somebody else get forked.
6 Hollywood.
Okay, here's Hollywood. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to call and...
What the hell was that?
I was sucking around for video.
Sucking? Man, oh, man. I don't think you probably get too much work.
I don't.
Not with lips like that.
I know. Actually, I don't look for it either.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah. I know you get what you look for. You know that. I went over to Lorenzo.
Sounded like those sounds came from your, like it came from your...
Rectum.
Yeah, okay.
I saw you at one of the Panther games one time.
Yeah.
And came up and shook your hand and said, "Are you Neil?" And you said, "Yeah." And I just said, "I'm the guy who went like that the other day on the radio," and you just go, "I don't remember."
And I didn't.
And
if you would have been smart, you would have let me forget.
I stopped by, you talk a lot about Lorenzo's.
Yeah.
I stopped by there a couple of times now, and I tell you, I don't know what it is that they put, like, on their salads and in their sandwiches. It's a tomato that's been, like, marinated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic.
That's the word I was looking for, awesome.
That's it.
Kind of rhymes with...
Rectum.
Yeah.
But
in closing, yes?
Can I get a video?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Thanks.
Line 6, let's get rid of these. I'm so sorry, as they say in Canada, I'm so sorry that you opened up that box and found all this, because now it degenerates, as opposed to the brilliant show we had going before we started doing this, which was nothing, which consisted of my sitting here as usual and begging and pleading for some kind of human response and emotion. And I'm also sorry for bringing up the Mel Allen thing the second day in a row, because we got about, oh, man. They're all, except for the thanks for calling lady. I leave her out, okay, because she's okay in our book, even though she's... but some of these other people over the age of 400... Oh, yeah, remember Heine Mnuchin? Remember... no, I don't. I was born in 1942, okay? I don't remember Tommy Heinrich and all those guys that were playing when I was like an infant. I don't remember that. And I don't want to remember that, and nobody wants to be reminded of it. It's the best you can do with Mel Allen. All this crap about baby boomers, as much as I hate that term, I guess we don't have no baby boomers down here, huh? We got two groups of people. We got a bunch of punk skinheads out there, and then we got people over the age of 100, not very much in between. And then a bunch of stoned druggies over there on South Beach running around showing everybody how hot they used to look before they got all washed out and burned out at a very early age. Right, Miriam? Right. So anyway, is that the last part of this hour? Because I'm going to tell you, between the heat in here and between those 14 cheesecakes and that 25 pounds of fudge this morning.
Let's get this crap settled. It's a game. Let's play hockey. WIOD, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio. 610 WIOD.
The 1 to 2 hour.
You jackass.
Lawrence Taylor got caught when he allegedly bought cocaine. The former NFL back had $100 worth of crack cocaine. He was in Myrtle Beach acting just like Stacy Keach. Cocaine. I might cry, LTY, did you buy cocaine? One of Dallas's stars might wind up behind bars for cocaine.
Oi!
Michael Irvin got caught in a car when he bought cocaine.
Oh!
They played football on roads, now they're all doing drugs, cocaine.
Oh! 107 at WIOD, and I'm telling you, there's nothing like the athletes of today, baby. They're the best. There ain't nothing like these guys. They're worth every single dime, and if you believe that, you belong behind bars too, okay? You're part of the problem. I'll tell you that right now. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I know a lot of people have talked about it, but if I'm in an argument with somebody and I've been under the influence of alcohol,
right,
and I go and get a pistol and come back,
and it goes off twice, yeah.
Isn't that premeditated?
No.
Why wouldn't it? Because you thought about what you were doing during the argument.
Yeah, but you didn't, like, aim it at him and pull the trigger, allegedly.
No, but...
Alleged.
Right. Still, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that he got off.
The fact that he just is going to be able to probably, unless the appeals court overturns her ruling, that he's just probably going to walk away is insanity.
It is. It's ridiculous.
I mean, he got his day in the sunshine. He got his trial, and the jury went out. They deliberated for 7 hours, which is a pretty good amount of time. And they came back, and they said guilty as charged, and that's it. And she said, forget it.
What was the sense of wasting the time and the money to have the trial if she was going to, didn't she have that same conclusion to begin with?
Well, if she would have just, thrown it out in the beginning, it would look bad for UM,
For UM.
Right.
Like they need more problems.
Well, she's a graduate of U of M, and he once took a couple of textbooks out, I don't know if he read them or not, but, he was there too.
Yeah, he was there on a scholarship.
It's a U of M thing, man. Just remember that. Most of our problems in this community can be traced right there to Moral Gables, to the University of Miami. Don't ever forget it.
I won't, and I think it's criminal that you didn't get any kind of recognition at the arena for everything you've done for the people in this town.
Well, I'm sure that the same day Channel 4 sends a note over and says, thanks for doing those great clips every night. I'm sure that'll be the same day I got a note from Dean Jordan.
Well, maybe once in a while you should tell him no.
Channel 4, never again. Never again. Don't darken my door, Channel 4. And have a great day, pal. You're killing me. We have an open line at Broward, 524-9463, 524-WIOD. Oh, that guy that called before with those sucking sounds, I guarantee you they came straight out of his rectum. Make no mistake about it. Boy, look at this. She gave me a haircut that was so mammoth and so thorough that there's hair like on the keyboard. Oh, man, look at that. There's hair all over. So, Phil, good news for you, man. There's free hair all over the studio. Before we go our separate ways, poor Phil, he's getting, really psychotic. You know what, more so than usual. And I can't say that I blame him. This has been in fact, why don't we write a screenplay called The Screwing of Phil Hendrie? Or we could call it, Sacrificial Lamb. How would that be? Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes?
Let me ask you a hockey question. What's icing?
Open line at Dade, 751-9463. There's a guy that hung on for 40 minutes for that, and that was pretty funny. What? That was good. That was good. Here's Port St. Lucie. Hello.
Oh, hi, Neil. I wanted to thank you for turning me on to the Atkins diet. Right now, I've been on it for 6 months.
Yeah.
But I usually listen to you in the car, and I don't get a chance to call you and thank you for it. But
how much you lose?
50 pounds.
Oh, my God.
But I weigh now what the weight that I've wanted to weigh all my life.
Huh.
I've never been able to do it.
Man, am I jealous.
But this has been for about 2 months now. I've been at my set weight, which I was 205. Now I'm less than 155.
Beautiful.
So I got a little room to, go up or down and still feel that I'm at the weight I want to be.
Great.
And also I wanted to thank you for turning me on to hockey. I never was that interested in it, but it sure got exciting.
Okay.
And I'd
keep
like
up
one
the great
of those
work.
videos if you got one.
Oh, how did I know that? I was just saying keep up the good work, and I was about to put my finger on it.
I would have called you.
I was about ready to put my thumb on it, and there you go.
I wanted to thank you for that anyway, Neil.
Oh, I'm sure you did. I have no doubt about that. Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Line 7, believe me, it sounds like he needs it badly. That's the last one. No more videos. So all you people that are holding on right now, that really are just calling to suck around for something for free, suck someplace else. Because we got nothing for it. Just like Vinny said, just like Andy Garcia said in Godfather 3, suck somewhere else. Isn't that what he said? Something about somebody else. 12 minutes after 1 at WIOD.
Media is sick and needs help badly.
This court is in recess.
Hi, I'm Marion Barry. You know, a whole day of sitting in court listening to people dissing me leaves a bad taste in my mouth. That's how come I chew these. Entrap mints, the great new breath mint with the hole in the middle.
You calling me Marion?
Shut up, Rashida! I said hole!
Oh!
Entrap mints come in 3 flavors: strawberry, raspberry, and Marionberry. And every one has the active ingredient, aquitazole.
All rise.
Oops, I gotta go. Just remember the name, Entrap mints.
For suckers like you.
Shut up, Rashida!
Don't be telling me to shut up.
New entrapments in the trial-size pack. Don't look for them at the candy counter. They'll find you.
1:15 at WIOD. It's a thing, you know. We're going to have the Million White People's March coming up the end of the month. We'll be telling you about that later on. We have an open line in Dade, 751-9463, 751-WIOD. We have 2. They just had the Million Women's March in Canada over the weekend. most of whom were dykes, by the way, which is kind of amazing. But, of course, they always tend to be more militant and beat you over the head with the 2x4. But that was kind of different. And the Million White People's March, if we can find a million white men in America, that's going to be a hell of a deal. Where are we going to have that? North Dakota? Montana? Idaho?
Big open expanse in North Dakota.
Here's a mobile in Oakland Park. Hello.
Neil.
Yes?
I tuned in kind of late. I need some clarification. What was this? That there was a diet published by the University of Miami that was the cause for acquittal of somebody there? That he was on this diet and made him crazy?
It's the Mel Allen diet, yeah.
Is that what it was?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
And when you lose the weight, you say, how about that?
That's
what it is, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm glad you got your finger on it. We have an open line in Broward. See, that's a guy who was waiting for a free tape, and he made it into a fair call week. 524-9463, 524. Now we're all finished with Palm Beach because and of course I didn't stick by my guns. I did not. I actually did give a couple of tapes away to some of those freeloaders in Palm Beach County who never, ever call, especially in Boca. That's the thing that really gets me. We have this gigantic, in fact, a little bird was telling me not too long ago that in the Palm Beach book, we actually beat some of the competition up there during midday. I don't want to mention any names, but that's the rumor that I heard, which I don't want to get into a big song and a dance about, but we evidently have a fair number of people up there. They just have lockjaw unless they're getting something for free. If we have something for free, they move their jaw and you pop it right in there. Here's a lady mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How's it going?
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I've been trying to get on ever since you're talking about a steak place.
Yeah.
And it was busy. I couldn't even get through. And then once you said, I gave up trying. And once you said you had no more free tapes, I picked up my phone and...
Got right through.
Yeah, right through.
Yeah. How do you like that?
I was wondering, did you ever eat at a place called Longhorn Steakhouse?
That's one of Phil's sponsors, isn't it? I think I heard Phil doing spots for that. Longhorn Steakhouse. Where is that?
I know there's one. They just opened one up on Kendall and about 152 Avenue, West 8th Street on Kendall.
Yeah.
And I know there's one north, but I have no idea where north since I'm a south person.
Okay.
But it's really good, the steak over there. You should try it.
Okay. Well, if we can find out where the other one is, I might try it.
Well, if I find out, I'll let you know.
I'll ask Mr. Phil.
Are you talking about that movie, Cable Guy?
Yeah.
I went to go see it last Sunday because my mom doesn't like violent movies, and she wanted to go see that movie. Boy, that stinks.
That's what I heard. I heard it really blows.
I mean, I've seen Pet Detective. I mean, it's kind of funny because it's stupid funny.
I've even seen Peter North movies that didn't blow as much as that one, from what I heard.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Okay.
Well, thanks.
Thanks for the Longhorn.
All right.
Have a great day. Hook 'em horns, baby. Hook 'em horns. Now, there's some real bright guys, those Texas fans. Oh, man. Hook 'em horns. Yahoo! Man, are there some dumb people in that state. Of course, it's close to Louisiana. Seriously, inch by inch, Louisiana, the people there, they owe points. They don't have, like, IQs of 0. They're, like, in a minus column, and some of them minus infinity. How's infinity doing, by the way? Open line, and what stations are they buying? Open line and date. So what's the story on the Longhorn Steakhouse, Phil? Is there one in Broward? You notice how he's just ignoring me, like I'm asking him There's one in Kendall.
There's one in Coral Springs and one in Davie.
In Davie?
Yeah, both on University.
All right.
Yeah. Fresh
cow. And if I go in there and mention Phil Hendrie, will they give me a free meal?
So anyway, I got a submarine sandwich here.
All right. So Phil says they don't even give him a free meal. He says now that he's on the way out, they say, oh, that's been nice knowing you, but get out of here. Just keep doing the spots and dummy up. Here's Lauderhill. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Don't you agree?
Oh, I always love callers who start by saying, don't you agree?
Well,
I love that.
I think that David Hinson and the good old boys at the FAA, David Hinson and the good old boys at the FAA,
yep.
I think are singling out ValuJet, and I think that for the lack of their own self-preservation, I think that
For the lack of their own self-preservation, don't you agree? Yeah.
I'm
just trying to follow you. Go ahead.
No, I think that there was for self-preservation.
Wasn't that ValuJet's slogan now, we love to dive, and it shows?
Well, I think it's, if you're going to look at one company, why not look at the rest of the airline companies?
Yeah, I would agree with you.
You know?
I would agree, because if they've been this lax on ValuJet, then who knows how many other airlines are cutting corners, and the maintenance people are like maybe marginal at best.
They have
and
to
some
make
of the
money
planes
too,
that have gigantic cracks and big holes and things, you start getting real nervous about the whole thing. And as somebody who flies a lot myself, I'm getting really disenchanted with some really crappy service. And this business of on time, I mean, their idea of leaving on time, I guess anywhere within 3 hours of the scheduled departure,
Mm-hmm.
See, part of the problem is, as well as I do, that when let's say you have a flight from here to Atlanta, They scheduled a flight from Fort Lauderdale, and they show you that it's going to take you 2 hours to get there.
Right.
Now, you know as well as I do that on a decent day, unless there's like horrendous weather, it takes maximum, and I mean maximum, hour and 20 minutes of flying time to get from Fort Lauderdale to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that they schedule it for 2 hours is because they know damn well that there isn't a chance in hell that you're going to take off anywhere near on time, so they're just giving themselves a cushion.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I agree.
And they're full of crap.
Well, it's
and especially when you're leaving from an airport like Fort Lauderdale that's got, there's no planes lined up there. You're never more than like number 2 for takeoff because there's not a lot of traffic in and out of there. And yet even this last time going from Fort Lauderdale to Atlanta to Toronto, the Fort Lauderdale leg, just leaving here was a nightmare, and they changed the gates at the last minute. Well, if you're going to Atlanta, well, guess what? You're all going on this plane over here, and everybody lines up, and it was chaos. It was like something out of Alitalia, although at least Alitalia in the air, they know what they're doing.
Well, I'm just saying that the maintenance programs in general, I mean, they're designed to make money. Those policies that the FAA mandated were done and written 20 years ago.
Well, isn't that great?
In order for them to make money, they have got to offer all these planes in a certain period of time. And now that the planes are 20, 25 years older, they've got to do the same situation that they did when the planes were newer now. And I just think that just common sense is going to show you that ValuJet, United, American, it doesn't matter if they're a small or an economy size.
It doesn't matter?
No.
Well, I don't agree with that. I think you're getting a little carried away now.
You think that they have certain other, that United and the other companies have higher standards than a ValuJet? Jordan?
Absolutely, yes.
I don't agree. I think that they're all...
You think they're all the same? You think they're all just as schlock as the kind of corner cutting they were doing with ValuJet?
I don't think ValuJet was. I think Jordan, the president of ValuJet...
I think he's full of crap.
You think he is?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so you're saying that these airlines that are specifically...
First of all, how many times have you heard about, airlines having all kinds of illegal cargo on board, like those 190 oxygen canisters uncapped that just happened to wind up on that plane?
They just happen to get caught. I don't know, maybe I'm being paranoid, but I just think that this situation, and that hasn't been proven yet.
Yeah. Well, you know what my mother said? If I keep going on all these vacations, I'm going to wind up in the Everglades, so maybe she's got a point.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But let's hope not.
Maybe I can become a gator lover.
But
have a great day, pal.
Thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Open line and date. So there's a guy who's really going to make, it feels encouraging. I'm going to say it again. I'm sick and tired of these airlines lying through their teeth. I don't expect miracles, man. First of all, they don't even know how to board a plane anymore. You notice that? If it was up to me, I'd start butching up a little bit and say, hey, everybody who's not, if your row hasn't been called, sit the hell down now and shut up. And then they give you like first class and medallion and whatever. You can get on now and all the cripples and whatever. And because what they ordinarily do, they say, well, if you need some extra time or you're traveling with small children, and then half of the plane gets on there. We're talking about people who are like half my age, who are healthy as a horse, but all of a sudden they need extra time. And then, of course, what they do is they take up all the space in the overhead bins, and you go back when your row is being called, and you go in there and you find that all these people are sitting in front of you, like in the which hasn't even been called yet. People who are like 20 years old, but they needed extra time so they could stick their guitar and their drugs and crap in the overhead and jam it all up in there. Who the hell are they kidding? But hey, it's chaos. It's just absolutely organized chaos. And like I said, the public just a bunch of pussies, man. We just sit back and we take it because we don't have any choice. And when's the last time you flew on a plane that had a few empty seats, huh? You notice how that's gone the way of the wind? And if you're scheduled to depart somewhere, especially if you've got a stop to make, forget about making your connection, because now, if there's 4 empty seats on a plane, they wait and they start searching the airport for standbys. Even people that didn't want to go where you're going, hey, listen, we got some empty seats over here. How about it? Even if you don't have a ticket, we'll stick you on there. Makes it look good. And you sit there and wait, and all of a sudden they open the doors up again. That's my favorite, when they open the doors up again, as they did in Atlanta after we sat there on our ass for God only knows how long the other day. They opened the doors again. And then you look outside the window and you see that they're putting more luggage on. Yeah, they just brought up, it's time to depart, man. It's time to start. And they make the announcement, oh, yeah, we're ready for immediate departure. As soon as everybody's got their ass in the seat, we can start pushing back from the gate. Right. And you look down, and all of a sudden there's about 3 assholes down there who are like talking to each other and high-fiving and picking their nose, and they're sticking more luggage on there. Like, yeah, we're really going to take off now with a luggage compartment wide open, huh? They love to lie, and it shows, man. 125 at WIOD. Let me tell you about a place where they don't lie. They don't give you any scams. In fact, this is quite a contrast to the kind of stuff we're talking about. Dry Concepts, one of the reasons they've been successful is because they give you a great deal. They give you a written guaranteed price up front. They give you a nice little rose when they're all done with the job. And then in between, they do a super fantastic professional job each and every time. They make your carpets, your upholstery, your drapery, whatever it is that's schmutzy right now, they make it look brand new. And the reason that their carpet cleaning is so great is because they use their exclusive dry cleaning method, just like the one that's used to dry clean your clothes. They suck out the deep down dirt and, like I said, make it look like a miracle on your floor. They make your carpets look brand new. So no matter how desperate it may be, don't give up. Don't go out there and waste a lot of money on new carpeting when you can go get a great job from Dry Concepts. In Dade, call 930-3636. 930-3636. In Broward, call 581-4739. 581-4739. In West Palm Beach, 930-4739. 930-4739. When you call, say, we understand that even Neil's mother is happy with the job you've done, and if a kvetch like her is happy, you must be phenomenal. Dry Concepts.
News, talk, and entertainment radio. 610 WIOD.
So anyway, 127, it would be nice if somebody would let me know so I don't wind up going to the wrong place, but that would be a good excuse, though, for me not showing up tomorrow. We have an open line in Dade, 751-9463, 751-GOYAM, and we have one on the green line, 1-800-944-9463. I'll tell you one thing about Cox Enterprises, man. They got the best legal firm that can keep a meter running like you never saw. They can take like a 2-minute case and drag it out for 20 years. Even the Let Him Go judge up there never saw nothing like this. Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Good afternoon, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Just a few observations, if I may, about ValuJet. The day of the crash, the Secretary of Transportation, Federico Pena,
yes,
and the head of the FAA, David Hinson, both spoke on television.
Right, I remember it very well.
And assured the American people that ValuJet airline was as safe as any other airline flying at the moment.
Or maybe my mother's right.
Now, would you say possibly that at that particular point in time,
they were lying
was
through their
speaking
teeth?
An untruth?
Just maybe.
Just maybe. Then about 2
They were
weeks...
covering their own asses what they were doing. And then, of course, all these newspapers started leaking these reports.
Yes.
From February, especially, and like earlier before that, about how ValuJet had been cutting corners and getting all these warnings from the FAA, and that they were basically operating like kind of a schlock operation, yes.
Yeah, and then 2 weeks later, the Pentagon, which used to use ValuJet, said at that point in time they were discontinuing their usage of ValuJet. Now, after a month and a half or so goes by, they decide to shut the airline down. I don't think that they should pick on some underling and punish him. I think that they ought to call in the Secretary of Transportation as well as the head of the FAA onto the carpet, as long as we can keep politics out of this, which of course we can't.
Right.
And have both of these men resign for the good of the country.
Either that or force them to fly ValuJet.
You raised a good point.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And maybe have Jessica as the pilot. Just prop her up in there. That's okay. What difference does it make at this point? We have an open line in Dade. See this whole business, and like I said, that thing with having a 7-year-old girl fly in a plane, and we had all those so-called experts calling in here that day saying, oh, yeah, there's nothing dangerous about that, and she's not really flying. Well, you're right about that. She ain't flying no mo'. Because they had to make the deadline, you know. They had to get on there for the cameras were rolling, and they had to make a big celebrity and had to get in the Guinness Book of Records, even though they don't take the record anymore. And they had to make it on the CBS Evening News. And speaking of CBS, man, so help me God, Joseph and Solomon, that morning show, what they've done to that show. I think that's the last blow right there. I think that after Joe Doggiola replaced Mel Allen with the Yankees, I think that the last straw, the last nail in the American public's coffin was replacing Harry Smith and Paula Zahn on CBS this morning, even though nobody watched it. And even though we did have Mark McEwen on there. Ever see Mark McEwen and Cecil Fielder together, by the way? Here's Boca on the purple line. Hello.
Neil, how's it going?
Same ass. Okay.
Hey, did you happen to hear that Phil Hendrie call from the sports station in Charlotte yesterday?
Now I got to tell you something. There could have been the dumbest man on the face of the earth. Phil, Booger Belmonte just sucked that guy in. How could anybody be that stupid, you know?
What happens?
He sucked him in.
They call into Andy, and Andy puts the calls right through. Is that how that stuff goes? They're looking for mandates or somebody?
Right, exactly.
What a great thing, man.
Unbelievable. He had that guy. He didn't know whether to scream or eat Chiquita's banana.
I was cracking up.
Yeah.
And just a little bit about Phil Phil Hendrie. I think he's getting a screwing like no one's ever gotten before. And
well, you just look back over the history of this whole thing and the Brian Cox lawsuit and all of this stuff, and, heads are going to roll and all this other, and you look like a guy who's been made into a human sacrifice, basically, which is a tragedy.
Well, I just want to say that Phil Hendrie's God, and keep it up.
Okay. See ya. Purple line is open, pound IOD, and then, of course, somebody comes in here only moments ago during the news break and has given me all kinds of instructions about this deposition, and don't go over here, go over there, and do this, and read this. It's gotten to be ridiculous. You know what? All this garbage that's going on here. Let's just give the guy some money and cut the crap, and let's move on with our lives. Or give me the money. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I was just calling to say that if being rude was a crime, you would be doing a lifetime sentence. Thank you.
Oh, and she's going to hang up, which is very polite, of course. If being rude was, and of course, you know what that's all about, don't you? There's a black lady caller. That's right, I'm a racist now because I have the audacity to say that Brian Blade should have gone to jail and that the verdict should have stood and that it's a grotesque injustice, which most people agree with that. But if being rude were a crime, I'd be doing a time. And, so, honey, you sound like slime.
Nice rhyme.
Yeah, nice rhyme. Well, it is evident that she ain't never going to be president. But I hope she brushes with Pepsodent. 132 at WIOD, and I rest my case about what I just said before about the dumbing of America, okay? I hope she elopes with Michael Jordan. I hope she elopes with Dennis Rodman. How do you like that? That would serve her right, bitch. And her, too. Here's Lauderhill. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Long-time listener.
Okay.
You're right about the dumbing of America.
Oh, my God. It's terrifying.
It's ridiculous. I'm going to go back to Italy if I can.
You're from Italy?
No, not originally,
Oh.
but
Where did you live there?
need to live there, Rome.
Oh, you lived in Roma?
Yeah.
For how long?
A couple of years.
When was this?
When I was small.
Oh.
Real small. Quick question, though. Long-time listener. Years ago, you didn't give out the number for quite a while. The phone number to the callers?
Yeah.
How many days was that for? I was arguing with somebody.
57 consecutive days. We broke Joe DiMaggio's
That's
record
what I
of
thought.
56.
I said 57.
57 consecutive days. I never gave out the number. Now I
Right.
sit here and two-thirds of the show is involved in giving out the number over and over and
I
over
think
again.
you should do that again.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Amen to you in hockey.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Arrivederci. Open line in Broward, 524-9463. That was back in the days when we had an audience that was almost alive, but now we get a bunch of, like this bitch that just called moment. If being rude was a crime, you'd be doing a time. Well, guess what, sweetheart? I ain't killed nobody yet. I'm not running around waving a gun, getting smashed out of my mind, threatening people, waving a gun, and having oops, it just went off. I didn't kill nobody yet. How about you, sweetheart? But that's a real good cover-up. That's really clever. That's a good piece of obfuscation there. You know what that means? Obfuscation, as in radio station, as in machination, as in masturbation. Got it? Putting it all together? Good. 134 at WIOD.
When Defoe goes on vacation, Sports Talk 610 goes to the dog.
Well, all right, sports fan.
The Mad Dog, Jim Mandich, every night this week. The Doggone Football and all the sports that matter. Sports Talk 610 with Jim Mad Dog Mandich. Tonight at 6 p.m. on News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio. 610 WIOD.
This is the most disgusting program. I urge everyone to complain to this station.
Hey, baby, I'm feeling kind of hungry. What's for lunch?
Come here, Daddy. I'm gonna fix you a funky nickel sandwich.
Very good nutrition, vitamins and all, help you build your muscles to play basketball. When you need some break and you want something baked with funky flavor, Stevie Wonder Bread's the way. Hey, hey.
It's Stevie Wonder Bread.
It sure ain't white bread, honey. Jam on it.
Yes, sweetie, jam on it. 22 till 2, or just jam it. 22 before the hour at WIOD. The amazing Phil Hendrie will be here as he continues flabbergasting and exasperating people from coast to coast, including very naive punks from Charlotte, North Carolina. What do you expect from somebody from North Carolina? Here's Boca. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Okay.
I heard you on Rick and Studs yesterday. You're talking about your various diabetic supplies there. What kind of meter do you use?
Ames.
Ames?
Ames glucometer.
I figured since you're always top of the line and getting all the good stuff, why don't you switch to something more modern like the Elite or the One Touch or something like that? Those are so much easier to use.
Why is that? You don't have to prick your finger?
Well, you do have to prick your finger, but you don't have to bother with the wiping and the time, and you just stick the blood on there, slap it in, and...
Oh, I've tried some of those other ones. I don't know. This one works the best for me. It's a piece of cake.
I figure that. And also, my wife was listening to you. She works at a well, I'll leave it unnamed, but a diabetic type place in Pompano, and she was going crazy about the fact that you reused your lancets over and over. She says that's very bad, and she's been diabetic since I don't know.
What do you mean that's very bad for what?
Well, she said that you should use a new one every time, and just I don't know, maybe it's probably just because she's in the healthcare profession. She's
use a new one every
about
time for what purpose? Like I'm going to give myself blood poisoning or something?
Well, I don't know. I guess various airborne sort of pathogens can get themselves onto the needle after you use them before you cover them back up again.
Oh, come on. She's getting carried away now.
Well, she was worried about you, so
I'll be okay. I'll survive.
All right, Neil. In closing, I was just wondering if I could request something.
Yeah?
Schizo cop.
Okay.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.
Sure. Okay, let's go to Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Okay.
Listen, you have these baseball teams and hockey teams and football teams. They fly all over the place. How come we never hear about them crashing?
Seems to me that there was some minor league hockey team in Canada a couple of years ago.
That was a million years ago, though.
Huh?
I mean, is there
no,
a
that wasn't
standard?
a million years ago. That was a couple of years ago.
But that's just a minor league team. I mean, these guys...
And I remember some, I think either high school or college basketball team in the Midwest somewhere that they had a crash.
Never hear of any problems with the major leagues, with all the flights they take. I just wondered if there's some kind of double standard going on.
Well, what does that mean? I mean, how many flights are there every day? How many planes crash in relationship to the number of flights there are every day in the first place?
Well, I mean, just, problems with motors or, tires, or you never hear any...
I don't know. It seems to me that I recall one of the Panther planes coming back the private jet. I remember Rimmer telling me that they went off the runway in Fort Lauderdale, and it was a kind of a scare and a nasty deal during the season.
Like an aborted takeoff or something?
No, on landing.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
I just never seem to hear anything about them, and I know that they jet around.
Well,
quite
maybe
a
the
bit.
Lord works in mysterious ways. You never know. Maybe he's got a bet on a game.
I don't know. You still got any dirty movies left?
No. We don't have dirty movies anyway, sir. Better clean up your act. We have an open line. We have clean adult video. Believe me, real clean. They wash them off. 75 in the movies, too. 751-9463, 751-WIOD. So I guess I better start cleaning, speaking of that, cleaning off those little pricks that you use on your Ames in conjunction with your glucometer to prick your finger. Because this guy's wife, 2 calls ago, she's very concerned and says, "You're going to, what are you going to do to yourself?" I mean, to think that you're going to change that every time? Oh, my God.
You might give yourself AIDS.
Yeah, that's it. I never thought about that.
By the way, it's raining like a...
It's raining like the end of the world out there now?
Yes.
Isn't that great? So I guess we're not putting no water in the back of my car, huh?
No.
Well,
Unless
isn't
you have
that a
an umbrella.
bitch? Huh? No, I don't got no umbrella. This is getting pretty old, I'll tell you that right now. Right now. Let's do something about this, okay? I mean, I know this makes for a lot of excitement for Brian Starcross and all those guys. Oh, yeah, the tropical wave and the tropical storm, and we got the first one, and they, oh, geez, they just can't wait for this crap. Get everybody hysterical. Here's Tamarack. Hello.
Well, Neil, what you ought to do, the little alcohol swab that you swab your finger with before you prick it?
I don't
wipe
do
off
that. I don't do that.
Oh, all right. Well, I was just trying to give you a tip.
But let me ask you, why do you need to do that?
Well, I think, of course, it's going to be very insignificant possibility, but, you never know. You might get some germ that's on your skin that's not supposed to be below your skin.
Yeah.
And that might, you might inject that into you. But like I said...
That's pretty far-fetched.
I'm
really
agreeing
reaching.
with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Sounds like something that Howard Hughes would have done back in those days, before he went nuts altogether.
Right, and I'm a pharmacist, so I figure I got to know a little bit about that.
Yeah.
But the thing I was calling up about, there was 2 things. When you started talking about the people with the bags in the overhead compartments, I'm a frequent traveler, I should say.
Right.
They say, oh, you got to have this certain size bag. I've seen people load car full of stuff.
Oh, yeah. People come on there carrying, schlepping all kinds of stuff. And then, of course, they generally tend to be the first handful of people on the plane.
Absolutely.
And so you've got 150 to 200 people standing behind them, just getting exasperated and dancing from one toe to the other, waiting for them to put their crap in there. And a lot of these people, man, it's like they're in their own world. It's like the drivers down here. There's nobody else behind me. Don't confuse me. I'm going to take my own sweet time, stick my fat ass out here in the middle of the aisle, and if nobody can get by, too stinking bad.
Yeah,
and if the plane is a half hour late taking off because of me, too bad.
Right, I can't think of the number of times that I've gotten on the plane, got where my seat is, opened up the overhead compartment, and said, God, isn't there any space on this plane?
Yeah.
But the other thing, you know what, I mean, the Brian's Blade decision doesn't surprise me a bit. I mean, wasn't it like 2 minutes after they announced the guilty verdict, they announced the judges calling everybody into the thing on Monday? I mean, if that was a horse race, we'd say that was fixed.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, they picked a dumb jury, but I guess they just weren't dumb enough. I think the judge said, well, I'll let it go to the jury. They'll give me the decision that I think we want. And then when they came back with the wrong one, she said, well, wait a minute, we gotta meet again on Monday. And even the people from Court TV were saying, well, I think she's going to reverse this.
Well, I always knew there weren't too many real loyal UM football fans, but I guess we found one anyway.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck to us.
Bye-bye.
Okay, there we go. Everybody's concerned about my sticking my finger with those little pricks for the glucose. You know, and come in yesterday and did that, and I really am not sure why the hell I did that, other than to freak out Rick Riley, which I did. Rick and Suds both. They're like, oh, and they're turning their heads. What is wrong with people? When you've done that thousands of times and you've taken little blood drops and you've done a thing with your blood sugar, it's insignificant. I mean, how about people that have to take insulin, for example, that have to, like, take a needle and shoot themselves up every day? How about that?
I had a diabetic girlfriend, and I would inject her.
Oh, man. Now, that to me, that's I'm not too crazy about that. But just a little pinprick like that and getting a drop of blood and sticking it on the thing there and wiping it off with a schmata, what's the big deal with that? And these guys, here's a couple of adults. Here's a couple of macho adults who are sitting there practically in tears, like a couple of real pussies.
And I wet my pants.
Here's Highland Beach. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have a spy report for you from Boston.
Yeah.
Word is in Boston that Brian Murray and Doug McClain are interested in Cam Neely. Cam Neely says he's getting healthy and that he's interested in coming to Miami.
Great.
For the Panthers.
Great.
I wasn't sure where you would stand on that because, he's often injured or whatever.
Well, that's okay. We'll take him right now. No questions asked.
He says he's doing his rehab. Everything's going great, and that's just the report coming from up there. And in exchange for Cam Neely, what they want is possibly a draft pick and one of the players, and that's yet to be named. They haven't named it yet.
Well, what one of the players?
They're not even talking about rumors as far as the player's concerned. I'm just curious to wonder who it would possibly be.
Well, I'm sure I'll be the first one to find out on the rumor line. You know how that goes.
Yeah, but anyway, I figured you'd be interested in that.
Okay.
But yeah, he would bring definitely a light for the next season as far as another goal scorer. Get him between him and Shepard, and they could definitely get things done out there.
Sounds good to me.
But hey, can I call someone a douchebag?
Yeah.
All right. Bob and Jimmy at Lyman Electric, you are both two big fat boy douchebags.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, butch up. Get out of here. We have an open line in Broward, 5249463. It's 1147 at WIOD.
News Talk and Entertainment Radio, 610 WIOD.
I killed Nicole. In the past, African Americans were typecast by white society with such character portrayals as Stepin Fetchit, Pigmeat Markham, and Mantan Moreland. Those racist portrayals were demeaning and have since faded into the distant past. But not anymore. Thanks to the O.J. Simpson trial, this kind of typecasting is back and funnier than ever before. Don't miss the premiere of Amos and O.J.
Well, looks like you in big trouble now, O.J. Killing your wife and all.
Yes, just gotta help me. Ain't nobody better than Calhoun the lawyer.
Oh, well, now, members of the jury, did you know that Officer Furman done stole a bottle of the defendant's yellow shoe polish?
Lord, Lord.
And poured it all over the place.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, well, now, he stole it, and now you know it. And the whitey isn't mighty.
Lord.
And if the cat didn't pee, then you must set him free. Oh, why, if you dig him, then acquit him.
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Not guilty.
Don't miss Amos and OJ tonight on Fox.
Pete, don't fail me now.
152 at WIOD. It's raining cats and dogs, man. It's like maybe this can wash away another day of grotesque stuff that's going on around us, huh? Maybe we can just get enough of this to wash all the mung away, to clear our minds, to clear our souls, to clear our conscience after the unconscionable that's gone on. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Counting the days till vacation, going out to Vegas next week.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Hey, the last couple of years they've kind of made it more and more kid-friendly. In fact, we're taking our kids. What do you think of all the changes since they've done it? It's been a couple of years since I've been there.
One word, smart.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It doesn't change the vibe.
Huh?
It doesn't change the atmosphere.
Not at all.
I always equated it as kind of the adult playground, and it seems like every new hotel is, like the Magic this and the Castle of that and all that.
I don't agree with that. I mean, you got Treasure Island, you got the amusement park inside of MGM Grand.
Yeah, that's what we're saying is MGM.
Well, that's the best. And unless you go to the amusement park part of it, you don't see kids running around.
Really? Oh, okay,
right.
That's great. Well, that's where we hope to lose our kids for a week and then find them on the way to the airport on the way back.
Good thinking. Excellent move. And let me recommend, it's your first time at the MGM Grand?
Yes, it is.
Let me
usually
tell you,
stay at the Flamingo in the past.
Forget that. Let me tell you that the food, if you order room service from the MGM Grand,
right,
is as good as any fine restaurant you'll find in the city, which there are a lot of good ones, but the food is sensational.
Oh, no kidding.
Which I'm not saying, sit in your room all day,
well,
but
that's the last place you want to do.
But I'm just telling you, if you get in a pinch or you just don't feel like going out for dinner or something, the food from room service, the service for this is a hotel that's got like 5,000 rooms, and still somehow in 25 minutes they bring you your meal. The food is spectacular, and I mean it's expensive, but it's great.
Well, that's every experience in talking to the people on the phone has been nothing but been terrific, and we've got nothing good reports. I guess the only thing that I've heard from some people is that it's so big that it's kind of
well. I would take a compass along, but other than that, it's okay. You'll get used to it.
Great. Thanks a lot, Neil. Talk to you later.
Have a great time.
Man. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. There you go. There's a smart guy. And like I said, this is the time of the year when now the kids are out of school, and between now and the 4th of July, everybody's heading out. When in doubt, they're heading out. They're going places. They're getting out of this place. They're forgetting about Brian Blades. They're forgetting about the bullfrogs and the buffos. They're starting to go out there and get a taste of what real life is all about. And then, of course, we all got to come back. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Listen, if they have, I want to tell that douchebag that called a few calls ago, if they gave a sentence for being a dumb bitch, she would be on the other side of the electric switch of about 25,000 volts.
Oh!
The only thing that should be thrown out should be Judge LeBoeuf, her stupid husband, that dumb bitch, Brian Blades, and Drew Rosenhaus. About 25 stories. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Drew should be first. He could be at the head of the line.
Well, is he a slime ball or what?
Yeah.
I can't get, every time I see him, I just want to cringe when I see this guy's puss
like
on
when this episode first happened, remember he said, well, he doesn't have time to be bothered with this with this incident. He's got a football career. He's got to go out there and play football, earn a living.
Right. They dictated who they were going to talk to, when they were going to talk to him, and how they were going to talk to him.
That's right. We'll get around to this when it's convenient for us.
Right. I hope, Phil Hendrie, I know you're in your studio somewhere. Please have Brian Blades on today, because one of the most hysterical calls I've had that he's had on this show was when he had, I guess, one of the relatives that called up. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, I do. I do remember that.
Oh, wasn't that a classic?
Yeah.
Only Phil could put that in perspective, but I'm sorry to add on with the other people. I would have loved to bring other material to the table, but this drives me nuts. Listen to this injustice that goes on here and, of course, all around the country, but this drives me crazy today, Neil. I don't know about you, but I don't know what they could do. I thought Blossom was the ugliest specimen on the face of this earth till I saw Judge LeBoeuf on this tube.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Have a great life. Bye. Yeah, I think at least Blossom's got Vinny anyway. By the way, where am I going to get a copy of that movie? Is that on video yet? Great White?
White Squall. Ooh.
What?
White Squall.
I thought it was called Great White.
That's a different one. Great White Hype.
No, Great White Hype. I know it's called White Squall?
The sailing movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a true story? And where they're all running around naked the whole movie, and Vinny, whoever that kid, what's his name again?
David Lasher.
Oh, boy, you must have that written down. Don't tell me you remembered that.
Yes.
No way. David Lasher, you remember that? God. Here's West Palm Beach. Hello, where is it? Hello?
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you, I'd like to talk to you for a second about oldies.
About oldies?
Oldies. There are no oldie stations in Palm Beach I thought I'd tune in the oldies station in Miami. They play Run Around Sue and Unchained Melody all the time. And then I turned into your show, and I heard Helpless by Kim Weston. I just wanted to know.
I wish I still had that.
You are the man.
Yeah.
Because you know oldies more than these so-called oldie stations know oldies.
Now, they just play like one or two deep into every artist. You know, they play the same one or two songs. You never hear like the third, the fourth, the fifth hit into the, you know what I'm saying? And they just play the same crap over and over again.
I asked them for Mickey's Monkey by the Miracles.
Right.
I asked them for Crossfire by the Orlons. I asked them for Helpless by Kim Weston, and they said, who?
On Magic?
On Magic.
Well, that's where I got the tape from. Sonny Fox, who, of course, don't listen anymore, so he says, even though he lost all that weight on the Atkins thanks to me, but nevertheless, he's playing hard to get. So I can't get another copy of Helpless, which I don't have.
I'm going to send you a CD of it, because I'm
all right.
people at Motown, but I just want you to know you're the man, because you got the balls to play this stuff when they say they play, but you're the man.
Okay, pal.
Bye.
See ya. That's right. We're starting to play oldies tomorrow. We got a new floor mat coming up. And I love these people that call here or they send me faxes and say, oh, yeah, we love your show, although your taste in music sucks. My taste in music is almost as great as my taste in men, okay? I mean, sensational. I mean, I'm telling you, when I tell you something is good, believe me, it's good. Something you can really sink your teeth into. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Wow, it's been a year since I've been able to talk to you.
Why's that?
I've been up in New York, up in Buffalo.
In Buffalo?
Yeah.
Boy, that's a fate worse than death.
I agree with you 100%. The reason I'm calling is I thought you might appreciate this. I just got home. I pull into my parking lot, and right where I park my car is 3 cops hiding in the bushes, radaring people as they go down Royal Palm Boulevard. And they got a little system going. I'm watching them now. They got one's hiding in the bushes. I open the window. They're motorcycle cops, and they make a hell of a racket when they take off. But they get one, and he points like you're calling a guy off the bench. He points to one of the guys on the motorcycle, and they go and get him. Right. And then, then they rotate it.
Yeah.
But they're hiding right
Tell them
here.
to rotate on this.
They're hiding right in my bushes here. And,
on your property?
Well, in front of my apartment complex.
Oh.
Right in the bushes there.
Nice. Isn't that great? Porkers in bushes.
So if you're coming down Royal Palm between Coral Ridge and Coral Springs, they're right there.
Watch for the poke.
And I agree with you on the food in Vegas. It's excellent.
It really is. And when you can go to a hotel, because I've been at hotels all over the country, and generally speaking, and even in Europe, some of the places, the food ain't all that great. Some of the better hotels, it's pretty good. But finding great food in a hotel is almost unheard of. But the MGM Grand, I don't know how they do it, but it's sensational.
It's sensational, and it's inexpensive, a lot of the food.
Well, if you want to go to the cheap buffets. There's different kinds of people that go to Vegas. There's people that want to, just put a bunch of slop in their mouth for $5 at the buffet, which is okay. And then people that got some good taste that want to eat a great meal.
I had some decent steak dinners that was inexpensive. That was, but I agree with you. The food in the hotels is just superior. It's just excellent. The only other food I had better in Vegas was in Hawaii.
Okay.
Thank you.
Amen. I'll go along with that. In fact, Ruth's Chris started in Hawaii. So anyway, what about that free steak we were talking about?
If your refrigerator talks to you, blame Phil Hendrie. WIOD, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. News, Talk, and Entertainment Radio. 610 WIOD.